Shalawam. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the men that rule and teach well. And SHALAWAAM, SHAMAIWAN, Barakyam. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto all of you elders, you brothers, to the hopeful elect, to the BAYATH DAWADA that are pushing this truth, throughout the four corners where you're scattered. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, which means He exists or He is to be. The true name of the Son is YAHAWASHI, which means He is the Deliverer. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Today we're being called by bywords and proverbs such as black, Negro, colored, African American, Haitian, Jamaican, West Indian, Latin, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian. But we actually make up the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. The so-called white man, they're not white, they're red. They're the Idumeans, according to the Holy Bible. According to Bible prophecy, they mark the end of this age, all right? And in the beginning of the new age and everlasting kingdom under Yahawashi is with Jacob, the nation of Israel, all right? And as you can see, this is an article from Share the Fan Plan. A crippling shortage of diesel fuel threatens to devastate Western economies in 2023. Okay, so shit is indeed about to hit the fan, and this is a video on YouTube from Redacted. All right, no one is ready for what's coming in 2 weeks. Okay, and this was uploaded about 5 days ago. Okay, and pretty much what they're going into is how there's only 25 days worth of diesel, left in circulation of Babylon the Great, which is America, which America means bitter. Now, this was uploaded today, October 31st, but you have to remember that this video was about 5 days ago. There are other videos, some 9-10 days ago. Okay, so we have to be well under that 25-day mark now. Okay, and what this diesel shortage is going to do is going to affect gas prices. It's going to affect price of food. It's going to result in shortages. It's going to result in supply chains disruptions and all sorts of headaches. Okay, so I want to read a little of this article. We'll play that video. Then we'll get some precepts, man. Because there's truly nothing you can do to fix this place, man. The judgment is written, and you can't change it, It says, in my entire lifetime, global supplies of diesel fuel have never been tighter than what they are right now. And that is really bad news because the entire economy of the Western world runs on diesel. If we suddenly had no more diesel fuel, virtually all of our trains, trucks, and ships would stop running. Okay, so Yahawah BAHASHAM is about to bring this place into a screeching halt. As it's written in Isaiah, there shall be no work for Egypt. And we know, like the truckers, the trains, those industries are pretty much like the bloodline of America because they keep this place running. Truckers keep this place running. All right? If the trucks stop running, how's the gas going to get to the gas stations? How's the water, the food going to get on the shelves, etc.? Right? This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 14. The Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua, have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And these Americans, they walk around and embody a perverse spirit, okay? And especially 2/3 of the nation of Israel, man. All right, you have Jake rappers about killing their parents. You have adult Jake rappers rapping about their love for Transformers. It's very fucking perverse out here, man. Okay, so this is a very wicked kingdom. Esau has given you people a license to sin, but not Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua. So you people have to pay. And the sins of this place have reached unto heaven. Okay? And Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua have remembered her iniquities, man. The Lord hasn't forgot, the 200 million of our nation have been slaughtered. The Native Americans, all right? The tribe of Gad, the African Americans, the so-called Negroes, black people, millions that were thrown off the slave ships and fed to sharks. Okay? These things anger the Lord, and the Lord requires that which is past. Okay? It says, And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. That's what we're seeing right now. All right, it's staggering. You know, people, this whole Biden administration is a fucking joke, man. Okay, it says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt. So yeah, man, once there's no work for these truckers, that's the wrap. Okay, everything's gonna come to a screeching halt. All right, because you know the Lord is already smiting the farmers, as is written in Second Esdras, they that till the ground shall mourn. So the land is already smitten, right? So it's not even a lot of food being grown in this country anyway to grow around. So YAHAWAH BAHASHAM is bringing a perfect famine. Okay, the access to, your access to food is being restricted. All right, Esau wants to control that, man, for population control. And neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail or branch or rush may do. In that day shall Egypt be like unto woman. Yeah, they're going to be like unto woman. We know that women are the weaker vessel. Okay. Pretty much liken the men of Babylon unto woman. I mean, they're going to be afraid. They're going to be fearful. Okay. They're not going to be able to make logical decisions, because we know what men are logical. Women are emotional. Okay. And it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Yahushua of hosts, which he shake it over. And this is the Lord shaking his hand over this place, man. And when the Lord does shake his hand, it's going to be mass death through pestilence, which that's ramping up. They're saying that this is the worst flu season on record. Okay, it's famine. It tells you in 2 Esdras 16 that many of them shall perish of the great famine, man. And the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. I mean, they're going to die through the peacekeepers, the martial law troops, all right, in World War III, whatever, man. It says, needless to say, just everything that stocks our store shelves come to us via trains, trucks, and ships. So the fact that there's not enough diesel fuel to go around is really a big deal. Supplies have been declining for months, and at this point, diesel inventories have fallen so low that we only have a 25-day buffer remaining. The U.S. is facing a diesel crunch, just as demand is surging ahead of winter. Another thing, you know, a lot of people use diesel as a form of heating their homes. Okay, it's already saying that this is going to be a very cold winter. Diesel is also used for energy, man. So people are not going to be able to have adequate heating, you know, which is going to result into what? A lot of people freezing, you know. Now, the Lord is written in Matthew. It says, pray that your flight be not in the winter. Now, check this out. This is from strangesounds.org. Insane 12-hour blizzard shuts down Canada's first extreme snowstorm of the season. So it's already started, man. With the start of winter less than 2 months away, we're starting to see more weather reflective of the upcoming season across the country, right? And that's all I'm going to read. Just, you know, I'm not going to go too in-depth in the article. Polar blast hits Colorado. Snowflakes fly in Denver. Says heavy snow piles up in the Rockies. So it's starting, man. Okay. You know, this could very well be that very dark, cold, very bad winter. I saw another article on here. Let's see. Or maybe it was on Daily Mail. Okay, first major snowstorms of the year hit Montana, Utah, as well as Alberta and Saskatchewan, Canada. Right? So yeah, as you can see, you know, it's not quite winter yet, but the cold is here. You know, that very harsh cold. Hey, the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Yahushua is going to judge a lot of people this winter, man. Okay? Plus this flu season. So this code is, the Lord can have it with this code works with the jump shot to really fuck, fucks people's system up, man. This is the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 20. But pray ye that your flight be not into winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Why? Because winter, is a very harsh time to live through, man, especially if you don't have heating, shelter, adequate clothing, boots, gloves, socks, hoodie, coat, hats, earmuffs. Winter ain't no joke, man, right? Back in the article, the U.S. is facing a diesel crunch just as demand is surging ahead of winter, with only 25 days supply left, according to the Energy Information Administration. National Economic Council Director Brian Dees told Bloomberg TV that diesel inventories are unacceptably low and all options are on the table to bolster supply and reduce prices. Fortunately, this is not just a problem here in the U.S. Globally, supplies of diesel have fallen to the lowest level that we have seen since 1982. The demand for diesel tends to rise as you get close to the winter because the molecule that makes up diesel is very similar to the molecule that you use for heating homes in the U.S. For winter fuels in Europe, Tom Closenden of U.S. oil analyst at Oil Price Information told Newsweek. The issue is global, said Closer, adding that diesel inventories around the world are the lowest as they have been since 1982. We've added about 3.4 billion people in that time. So yeah, we can see the name of the game is to call the population. Read that last line again. The total population of the planet has nearly doubled since the early 1980s, and so we truly are in unprecedented territory. Like I said, I've never seen global supplies of diesel fuel any tighter than they are at this moment. It says, of course, that doesn't mean that we're about to totally run out of diesel fuel, but as supplies get tighter, we're likely to increasingly witness temporary shortages that have the potential to cause immense supply chain headaches. A shortage of diesel fuel is spreading across the U.S., with one company launching an emergency delivery protocol requesting a 72-hour advance notice from clients to be able to make the delivery. Per Bloomberg report, fuel supply Mansfield Energy wrote in a note to its clients that conditions are rapidly evolving and at times carriers are having to visit multiple terminals to find supply, which delays deliveries and strains local trucking capacity. In a desperate attempt to relieve the pressure, 2 tankers that were loaded with diesel and jet fuel that were headed to Europe have been turned back around. Meanwhile, the scarcity of diesel has prompted traders to start diverting cargoes with the fuel that were originally bound for Europe. Reuters reported earlier this month. Tracking data showed that at least 2 tankers with some 90,000 tons of diesel and jet fuel were initially bound for Europe, were diverted toward the U.S. East Coast. So yeah, they're getting creative, man. Or at least they're trying to. And the Lord already said it. There was no way you can heal Babylon. It's going to, all around the world is going to break down and collapse, man. Okay? This is from the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. So we living in the times where we're getting ready to witness the visitation of Yahawah Bahashaim. Yahweh's going to send his son Yahawashi back, and the world is going to think they're on an attack from an alien invasion, but it's really the second coming from the Lord, right? And we'll begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and that happens every day here in America, man, especially to the Israelites. And when the affliction of Sion shall be fulfilled, and that's just about done. And the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished. Then would I shew these tokens, the book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see together. And that's what's happening. The truth is being declared, man. Truth is being declared, and people are beginning to see the truth, and people are now identifying the enemy, and that's why the devil is going to have to make his move and come down with great wrath. So while they've been distracting you with the whole Yeezy thing, they're fucking running out of diesel. This is the worst flu season on record. It's getting ready to be the worst winter on record. Okay? There are going to be more pestilences, right? It says, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And these are signs. Okay? And suddenly, that's how it's going to happen. You know, because we see the signs. But suddenly pretty much means without warning. You know? It says immediate, sudden. Okay? Secretly, stealthily. Quickly and unexpectedly. Okay? Hey, the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, man. Okay? But not to those who are watching. And suddenly, quickly and unexpectedly shall the sown places appear unsown, which that starts in the, the fields, the farms, etc. The full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty, and that's your grocery stores, your markets, man. Your Trader Joe's, your Walmart, wherever you're at, man. Whatever you got, your Winn-Dixies, etc. They're going to be found empty, okay? Which those stores, they only have a 3-day supply of groceries in it anyway. So it's getting ready to be very, 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 very bad, right? I'm going to read Isaiah 24 in the Good News Translation. It says, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI will punish the earth. Now, I could start at 1, but for time's sake, I'm just going to start at 6. It says, so the Most High has pronounced a curse on the earth. Its people are paying for what they have done, right? The wicked. They're paying for putting the Most High's chosen people in captivity, for forwarding our affliction, for torturing us, for making continual war, having perpetual hatred against us, slaughtering us, okay? Its people are paying for what they have done, for blaspheming the Most High, for their lies, for their abominations, okay? Fewer and fewer remain alive. A lot of people is getting ready to be put to death. The grapevines wither and wine is becoming scarce, and that wine is represent, the truth or answers, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay? Everyone who was once happy is now sad. That's right, the mirth of this land is gone. People ain't going to be looking. Today is so-called Halloween. People, you got the historical Halloween spirit, but people are not in that Halloween spirit. Now, of course, you're going to have people dress up and go to Halloween parties, but it just ain't the same no more, man. It's not hitting anymore, man. Okay? The mirth of the land is being stripped out of here, and it's on a Monday. So people had to do their partying over the weekend, because now they got to go back to slavery today, because everybody here is living fucking paycheck to paycheck, right? It says, and the joyful music of their harps and drums has ceased. There is no more happy singing over wine. Okay, no more going out. Pretty soon, the Lord could have more L downs coming to where you can't go nowhere. All right? And go be no more going out clubbing and having drinks. Ain't gonna be no more of it, man. There's no more happy singing over wine. No one enjoys its taste anymore. In the city, everything is in chaos, and that's what's going to happen. Okay? Because when supplies dwindle, it's going to cause chaos in the streets, man. Why? Because that's going to cause panic. Okay? It says, and people lock themselves in their house for safety, and that's exactly what's going to happen. All right? It's going to get to the point where they're going to have to bring in those peacekeepers, man. The UN troops, which I believe they're already here. A couple of years ago, while they had everybody locked in their house for safety, what were they doing? Moving their military equipment. So all the dominoes are being set in place, man. Okay, so I just want to play a little of this video, then I'll close it.
Well, have you been paying attention to what's happening in Europe with energy crisis and protests and climate lockdowns? Well, if you live in the United States, that's coming soon to a theater near you, because the United States is facing an energy crisis of its own, ill-timed, just a few days before the election. This comes straight out of the mouth of the White House economic team, and yet the mainstream media is pretty much ignoring the story because they don't want it to hurt the Biden administration and Democrats in the upcoming weeks. So the White House economic advisor, Brian Diaz, says we are facing a diesel shortage. Epic Times did cover this story. Here's the headline. It says, the U.S. only has 25 days of diesel supply. Shortage could cripple economy. Now, recall that there will be less fuel in circulation starting November 1st, because that's what OPEC Plus voted on. So energy is hard to come by these days. You can't just turn on the tap and it comes. The whole global supply chain.
Actually, you could turn on the tap and it would come if you would allow it to.
Yeah.
You wouldn't shut down a Keystone pipeline and allow drilling to take place and actually not sanction Russia. You could turn. Oh, and also don't blow up the tap, like in the case of Nord Stream.
Yeah, all of those things. Yeah, you're right. You could do that if you were playing sanely,
right,
with the plumbing, but they're not, right? So here's a shot out of that article. It says the country is down to 25 days of diesel supply, with stockpiles at their lowest level for this time of year in records going back to 1993. In the Northeast, where more people burn fuel for home heating than anywhere else in the country, also use a lot of fossil fuels for cooking. Inventories are a third of their typical levels going into winter. National Economic Council Director Brian Deese called the levels unacceptably low. By late October, diesel prices had risen for more than 2 weeks to 50% above where they were a year ago.
Oh, those prices are cheap. 50% more for diesel?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Now, most of your transport...
And that's all I'm going to play. It's only about a 13, 14-minute video. Just get a couple more scriptures. And I'll end it there. Actually, I want to see what this says in Good News Translation. Let's see. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. This is the Good News Translation. It says, Babylon the Great, which this is dealing with America, has suddenly fallen, meaning quickly and unexpectedly, and it's destroyed. This place is going to get nuked. Mourn over it, get medicine for its wounds, and maybe it can be healed. There's no way you can heal this place. A lot of people, they're looking forward to, 2024, when they could put Trump back in there. It's nothing you can do for this place. Foreigners living there have said, we tried to help Babylon, but it was too late. Let's leave now and go back home. A lot of people are getting ready to leave this country. So there's a whole movement called the passport gang. Okay, or passport men. Okay, where men are getting their passports, and they're not even dealing with the woman here in America. So people are already in that spirit. People are forsaking this place. Okay, Most High has punished Babylon with all of his might and destroyed it completely. Okay, so hey man, that's it. Actually, let me see. I'm going to jump down to verse 63. Actually, I'm going to start at 62. Then pray, Lord, you have said you would destroy this place so that there will be no living creatures in it. neither people nor animals, and it would be like a desert forever, and that's what's going to happen to this place, right? So Raya, when you finish reading this book to the people, then tie a rock and throw it to the Euphrates River and say, this is what will happen to Babylon. It will sink and never rise again because of the destruction that Yahawah Bahashem is going to bring on it. So yeah, there's nothing you can do to fix this place. There's nothing you can do to stop the impending doom. Okay. So with that, I just wanted to bring that out, and I pray this was edifying and informative and comforting. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect.